A few years ago, my wife and I started making and selling natural handmade body care products, Moxie scents.
Today we're going to make lavender soap.
The first step in the soap making process is to line the homemade soap mold with freezer paper. This is done so the soap can be easily removed from the mold. No, this is not an episode of Breaking Bad. Nor is this an episode of Dexter.
So in this step, we take the lye and we mix it with the water. That will create a vapor that you can't breathe, otherwise it's an irritant to your lungs, so you have to wear the mask. Also, it's corrosive, so it will burn your skin, and it heats the water to a really high temperature. And we'll have my trusty camera person here zoom in on that thermometer, and you can see how that water went from room temperature to, it looks like, almost 140 degrees in a very short amount of time. Cut!
While the lye mixture is cooling, we take the time to mix the different oils that are used for making soap. They are olive oil, coconut oil, palm oil, cocoa butter, and shea butter.
So before we add the lye mixture, which is still cooling, to the oils, I mix the oils with the hand mixer just to break them up so that you get a smoother consistency of soap. So here's all the oil mixtures after I've just mixed them before we've added the lye and water to it. The lye mixture now isn't producing any vapor, so we're able to take off our lye mixture is now down to temperature, and it's still a little toxic. But you go ahead and you add it to the oils, and what this does is it creates a chemical reaction, and after you mix it for a certain amount of time at a certain speed, it causes the oils and the lye mixture to go through a chemical process called saponification, which creates soap. Now, and we're about at trace, just a little longer. And I'm going to go ahead and add the essential oil to the mixture. Now that we've got it poured into the mold, I kind of smooth it out here a little bit. And the reason the goggles and the gloves are still necessary is the soap has to sit for 24 hours in the mold, and it's still in a state where if this got on your skin or in your eyes, it would burn you. So this will harden within a few minutes. So what I do is I get it all poured in there, and then this is where I do get a little artsy with it, have some fun. Sometimes I make big ridges. If I'm using colors, like we use a lot of colorants in our soaps, this is where I'll dive down with certain tools and make different patterns so that those patterns will be visible once it's cut. So there, we got a nice pattern on top. Kind of fun. We have a limited amount of time, so I got to do this quick. Take the gloves off so I can reach in this bag. And these are just some lavender buds, since we're making a lavender soap. And just for aesthetics, we throw a few of those on top like so. So that they'll get in the bottom of your bathtub. And then that'll remind you that you need to order more soap. And now I'll take this soap mold and I'll wrap it up in blankets so it remains really warm. So the soap is cured for 24 hours. As you can see, it's solidified. It's still it can still burn you because it has to cure for 2 to 3 weeks on a drying rack after it's cut. But we're going to go ahead and we're going to cut the soap now and get it on the drying rack. And there is the soap that will sit and cure for 2 or 3 weeks. Here we go.
Dad! Shut the front door!
For a kid with a dirty mouth. For a dirty wife.
Now with your hands up. Same time.
For a dirty toddler.
Those dreaded Tuesdays and Saturdays, they're also known as shower days.
For a dirty dude and a clean family. Moxie Scent Soap.